Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today, we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. Y'all know y'all here. Anything I say is alleged in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal, and the Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free! Free to follow me and subscribe to this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to subscribe to my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Tickety Talk as long as 47 keeps it available for the next couple of months on Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram, on the Instagrammies at Anonymous Reality Tea, y'all. And also free to share everywhere, you guys. Free to repost and get these videos out here, y'all. So today, y'all, we got to talk about a couple things. So I didn't see the reunion, but I heard through the grapevine that apparently Carlos King had a montage of what it was, what time, Martell and Mel were in happier times to push the Marceau and Tisha and the fallout with Martell and all these things, and are you upset, and how do you feel, things are not the same, da 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 da. And this is why, Carlos King, your shows are failing. You have refused to make any casting changes on the show because your obsession with the core six, your obsession with Mel and Tel, whether they are a unit or not, you cannot let it go. Why is it that you understand everything that's going on with the Revenge Bee? How bad things are. Mel told you in January of 2024 how bad things were between her and Martell, and you have the audacity to try to, again, force somebody who is being terrorized by their ex-husband, showing old footage, trying to make something pop, trying to make something shake, all because the rest of the cast refuses to show their lives. That is not Mel's fault. Mel is not the reason for that. Mel is not the reason that the rest of this cast cannot clock in. What clocking in, Carlos, did the cast do this reunion? Because from everything that has been published up until this point, everything seems to be all roads lead back to Mel. All roads lead back to Mel. All explanations need to be associated and affiliated with Mel, and it makes zero sense. It had nothing to do with any of the storylines this season, and all it does is it keeps referencing that rant that Martell put out. I believe it was the end of 2023 he put out, where he was like, show my real life. But in there, he said that you, Carlos King, kept saying that Mel and Tel need to get back to taking over the show. They have to take the show back. I believe that because the show still revolves around Mel and Tel facilitating everything that is going on. You've made it a point to make sure they're somehow involved and immersed into everything else going on, but you use them as the catalyst, and then also you make Mel the scapegoat for it all, and you give Martell a pass. You let Martell freak out, have his little antics and all these things, and then y'all just move on. Y'all move on because y'all get sick of the gaslighting and everything else, but y'all have no problems trying to gaslight Mel and play in Mel's face when Mel is telling you nothing but the facts. Can you make it make sense? I just don't understand it, right? I mean, it had to have been traumatizing for Mel to sit there and had to, force her to relive this foolishness. And this is why I keep saying this is not normal for reality TV. You would never see no foolishness like this on The Housewives and other shows. And the only reason why it's happening to Married to Medicine, really was because Dr. Heavenly allegedly was pushing hard for Sweet Tea to get on the show. Because of issues, all y'all had issues with Quad, and now all of a sudden everybody's supposed to have amnesia about y'all having issues with Quad and all that, and getting sick of her and wanting her off the show. Now all of a sudden y'all thick as thieves with her again, and now you're trying to make it seem like Phaedra orchestrated everything. It's giving weird, it's giving delusional, which is what Mel said. Mel said everybody is moving very deluded. And then also, y'all, another thing. Y'all thought the Kimmi and her attacks on Mel, y'all thought that was going to be what was going to get the people going. But actually what got the people going, what got people, saying something, was Maurice's clapback to Kimmi. And this is what I mean when your cast continues to lie and not tell their lives, right? First it was, y'all went separate ways after the night in question, right? Now all of a sudden there's this new story at the reunion that y'all took separate vehicles but went to the same pit stop. But then when Carlos King asked Kimmi if she thinks that Maurice cheats on her, or has cheated on her, or whatever, she says, well, I'm going to be honest with you, at this juncture, I don't think, I can put anything past Maurice. And if anybody ever came out and said Maurice cheated on you, I wouldn't be shocked. That sounds like what Dr. Heavenly said recently as well, after previously saying that her husband, Dr. Damon, would never cheat on her. It's weirdo behavior how y'all try to minimize the cheating now all of a sudden. And try to make it seem like it's no big deal because y'all not going nowhere. And so Maurice is shocked by Kimmi's answer, basically implying that if it has happened, it's whatever. And so then he says, well, it wouldn't shock me either if Kimmi cheated because she likes to make pit stops. So basically what you're trying to say is you really weren't there at the pit stop after previously just saying you were, because y'all took separate cars. And no, Kimmi, you didn't go to Credit One at the pit stop the night before. You allegedly went to Credit One the next day when you were looking for your husband. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all can't function without Mel on this show because y'all get tripped up by y'all own lies and y'all sound ridiculous. And Carlos King don't hold none of y'all accountable. Kimmi was throwing so much shade at Carlos King, was so sick of Carlos King and all this and that, and dragging him to his face, and Carlos King had no smoke. But yet he allows the slander and the defamation and the disrespect to Mel to continue and continue and continue. And it is funny because all of the people who wanted Mel off of this show, all the people who wanted Mel gone, now after 2 or 3 weeks of filming for this alleged new season with no renewal, no official renewal, no press release, now y'all are upset. Y'all are upset because the content that y'all are filming isn't content, and it is some fakery debauchery. If you are going to try to center a season around more fallout of the Trish, Ken, and Marquez foolishness, and non-storylines between Tisha and Marceau, and non-storylines between Kimmi and Maurice, and the Fletchers pretending like they are the perfect couple, all because y'all been married 30 years. That doesn't mean that 30 years wasn't filled with some foolishness and debauchery if Chris is a known cheater and you've left at least once. And there's rumors now that you were a side chick because you allegedly were sending love letters at the man's house when he was married to Lexi's mom. So none of y'all are perfect, but y'all want to get on this show and try to put on the best acting performances of your lives. But Carlos King, nobody is to blame but yourselves because you should have held people accountable. Just like the rumors were, y'all were mad at Destiny for not showing her life. Y'all should have gave that same energy to everybody else, whether they were Core 6 or not, whether they were original cast or not. Instead, it gets to the point where everyone else has to walk off and quit these shows because you're not serious. Destiny would not be back on the show if it wasn't for her basically wasting time trying to make fetch happen with a storyline via Sunny and Moses and a storyline trying to destroy Mel. And then you boot Sunny because you want Sunny to also be anti-Mel to feed into the Mel has no friends narrative. And you see a supposed real friend of Chris and Nell Fletcher that was supposedly supposed to be genuine of Mel's is quick to turn on her for a little measly Monopoly money. Can you make it make sense? And we know Tisha and Kimmi had no problems quickly turning on Mel if it was for the sake of them to stay on this show. And that is why Mel is giving you the checked out energy that she has at this reunion, because she sees through all of y'all's nonsense. After trying to be phony with her with phone calls and text messages, making it seem like everything was cool, everything was on the up and up, only to give this mad day energy at the reunion and doing the most at the reunion, acting like a totally different person who gave nothing all season, but doing the most to try to save your job, and then trying to utilize Mel on the back end to have a storyline for this season. No. That is not how this is going to work. But Carlos, you have nobody to blame but yourself. You thought pushing Scott's 1.0 and 2.0 was going to continue this show, and this show is going to continue to thrive, and you already knew that they do not give you any information on filming, and it's to the point that production has to ask Mel to pull things out of people after 9 going on 10 seasons. And you don't think there needs to be any casting changes? Y'all were just going to milk Mel dry. Mel is doing all of the dirty work for all of y'all, and y'all couldn't even throw her a bone or leave her alone for a second so some of these people could be transparent about themselves? No. You all fumbled. And you have nobody to blame for it yourselves. And now all of y'all are crashing out because you wanted this, y'all manifested this. But now y'all can't handle the consequences. Now y'all can't handle that Mel's doing even better since she's been released from the trenches of this show. So there is that. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.